Hey guys, and welcome back to Will It Work? Today I have an interesting deck to look at. It's pretty traditional in terms of Yellow Rush. So I've taken a traditional Yellow Rush approach with this build, but what's interesting for me is the inclusion of the Vile Bloatfly. Now, old style Yellow Rush used to use Air Elementals, Demon Wranglers. The deck got a little weaker once the Salmon got nerfed. It gained Divine, so you couldn't sack the Salmon with Demon Wrangler, creating tremendous amounts of pressure. So my thoughts are, if we're going for this kind of old style Yellow Rush build with the Air Elementals, maybe Bloatfly is a good inclusion. It's a 2 Faeria 3/3, so really good stats for its cost, and then if your opponent can't deal with it, it's going to generate more value. So the idea is to play that old school Yellow Rush build, but instead of running things like the Flash Salmon, or even the new Demonic Salmon, I've opted to go for the Bloatfly, which could also be a good target for Demon Wrangler once its corrupt ability is triggered. So you can push that 3 damage, sack it with Demon Wrangler to get a 5/2, so increasing its damage reach. Depends on the matchup, of course. You don't want to really do that against someone with maybe Cypher's Wrath and Soul Drain. But yeah, the concept is nothing new. My question is Bloatfly a viable option for a new style of Yellow Rush? And that's what we're going to find out in this episode. So let's get into some matches and see if this concept will work. Alright guys, into our match here. We are going to throw all this away. And this is what we'd like to see. Good old Air Elemental to kick things off. Air Elemental just speeds things up. It allows us to get our Bloatflies down quicker. It gives us a pretty decent body, really, as well, which is quite nice, you know, a 4/2. And yeah, that's kind of what I'm interested in. Oh my goodness. Yaks. Alright. It's fine. So we can just do this now. And we pick up our second Air Elemental as well, which is good. Because I find if I get the Air Elementals early, the Bloatflies become a real big benefit. If I don't get the Air Elementals early, sometimes they can be a hindrance because I feel like I have to build the lands to build, because of my hand. So it's interesting, you know, it's an interesting dynamic I go through. And oh, that's not what I want to see. I hope I pick up a Wind Soldier. I did not. Did not find one. Okay. I guess we can just continue to challenge this Yak. And we're now in a position where we don't need to build any more lands. It'd be nice to maybe take a last desert here. Just to gain Faeria when I hit face. You know, the old style of monks and followers collecting off the well. This guy's going face. Okay. Interesting predicament. I could just use this. Or I could Wind Soldier it. But I'm not getting up to much if I use the Wind Soldier. I feel like I do take this last land. So I've built 5 deserts for a rush deck. It's pretty absurd. But we have the Air Elementals. You know, we got to cheat out a few of them. That's absolutely fine. We'll take the clear. And then we'll pass. So this Steam Forge is going to be annoying. But I'm waiting for a Demon Wrangler. Because what I can do is I can clear it with the Wind Soldier. And then sack this with the Demon Wrangler. Emperor's Command takes a draw, plays a Mace Man, or a Face Man as we like to call him. Alright, so we're just playing all the draw cards of the game. Collect off this well. Go for double Soul Drain. Get some life back actually, which is quite nice. So we do heal 4 life, we do clear one of the threats. I wouldn't have expected my first match to be a Rush mirror, especially against Neutral Rush. Not what I was expecting. Rebel Glider. Good old Rebel Glider. Alright. We do have the luxury of playing quite reactive here. I could just root. I can just keep like... I just keep clearing my opponent and chipping away, because I'm winning the race as it goes right now, and I'm slowly building up the Zealous Crusader, which I don't think my opponent will have any real answers to as a neutral player. Unlikely hero. Oof, that's a card.
Well met.
Well met to you. Unlikely hero is a card that I need to respect, but it's fine. I drew Soul Drain like a boss. And then go back up to full, drop a demon. This is the advantage that Yellow Rush has over Neutral Rush. Just have removal. Especially, and Red Rush as well. Even Green Rush can have removal these days. Neutral, not so much, unfortunately. Hunted Outlaw. So all that damage from the Yak has been healed. We have ourselves a fly. I like that. I will take a draw. Probably not. Actually, I probably just do this. A Demon Vial. Because the Vial then moves here, clears this, and these guys step around. And then I can finish off my opponent. That's the plan. The production damage from the demons doesn't really represent much at this point. And there we have it. That's going to be lethal. Another Zealous Crusader picked up. Doesn't make any difference because this can move. Creates one of our little Bloatflies, which wasn't relevant in this match. And there we have it. So first game, pretty easy, pretty traditional Yellow Rush stuff going on here. Neutral Rush, the Rush Mirror. Yellow Rush can usually be favored, just because it has that burst from hand, and you know, a lot of like card advantage from the prayers and stuff like that. Maybe if I didn't have all that removal, Neutral Rush would have taken me down there. But good game to my opponent. Let's get on to another one. Alright, into another match, guys. We're just going to throw all these away. We're looking for that Air Elemental if we can find one. Demon's pretty good as well. No, Demons, Air Elementals, they're the priority mulligans. Just gets us an early creature down to start causing problems. So we get Forest from our opponent. And then we can go for the old double neutral. Give our opponent an idea of what's going on here. The smoke. Goes for a lake. Goes for a Fugu. Alright. Fugu's pretty decent. This is probably green-blue beasts, unless it's some kind of tri- or quad-color variant. Which I doubt very much. Green-blue beasts, very, very strong deck. Has a lot of representation in tournament. No, I don't see this deck that much on ladder anymore. This is the first one I've seen in a while. And most of the time I'm seeing lots of mono blue. I say that though. I see quite a variety of different decks these days. It's interesting. So yeah, getting a demon down. Demon's just a challenge to Fugu. I can go into follower aggressive land into prayer next turn, which is absolutely fine. Humbling Visions. Yeah, that works out just fine. So now I can just go Wind Soldier here, make the aggressive land, clear this follower, and so... Oh, nice, nice. So we can even get this guy down as well. Next turn. So a lot more lands than you would usually build in a rush deck, but I think that's fine in most cases. The idea is the value from the Bloatfly is enough to make up for that, and that's why I've gone down, like I said, the more traditional rush route. I'll play this for tempo, just because this is not quite enough. Going down the traditional rush route, you know, utilizing those Demon Wranglers, because Demon Wrangler benefits from the Air Elemental as well. So if Grove Guardian comes down, I have the Soul Drain lined up. That's something I was thinking about. Deepwood Stalker, gonna have a snack on my friend there. We do want to get this last desert down. I don't see a reason why I wouldn't at this point. We can just slow down this side, I guess. I do clear this. That's a given. It's just, where do I play the Bloatfly? I I want to play it here because it has the most chances of getting anything. I guess even here is probably better. So power up is like the saddest thing. If I play this here, my opponent could just play something on this land. And then this is not going to get much done anyway. So I guess I just stick it here with the most chance that it'll get a corrupt trigger off. It has 3 spots. If I played it here, it has 2 spots. But I do make it vulnerable to the spider, which I am aware of. But I'm kind of just crossing my fingers here. I'm playing that my opponent doesn't have a power up. But there we go, Elder Embrace. Making a very small spider into a very big spider very quickly. Forest in between the wells. Now, the one advantage we do have is our opponent doesn't have much going on in terms of Faeria collection. Build lots of deserts. 5 deserts. Again. Kind of a hazard of the elemental here. Takes the ball. Really good synergy there from the spider. Gets to clear this out now. And I can Soul Drain to finish this off and hopefully pick up a Monk. Like, I think Monk is the card I need to get back into the match. I can take a draw. Oh, that works out just fine as well. Do this. Take the 2 and then get the Demon Wrangler. Put a 5-2 down. Very good, actually. You know, getting the 5-2 down. Good stats. Good aggressive stats to challenge any threats that come down. If we see a Grove Guardian come on this position, I'll collect +1 Nightmare it and hit for 5 again. Frog Toss is a little sad, because it can Frog Toss this for value and still have a 4-2 and a 2-2 remaining. Grove Guardian's probably the thing I want to see right now. Just have a Grove Guardian come down on this tile. If it comes down here, I don't really have the Nightmare. I could just push across and hit. And then maybe take a draw and find a creature to come down here. If my opponent passes, I might collect +1 Nightmare this. Just to stop the collection. Oh, the Frog Tosser. That's not what I wanted to see. Oh, it takes the clear. The full clear. That's fine. I can get on board with that. Take the Air Elemental. It's a little miserable because this just clears it now, but I set up another avenue of attack. I get rid of this frog. That's what's important. I could have actually hit pass, I guess. I think that would have been fine. But then again, if my opponent has like Emperor's Command or just another Frog Tosser, I'm not in a good position. Not in a good position at all. Let's go with Deepwood Stalker. Into a Fugu. Yeah. So now we're really starting to fall behind. We haven't done enough damage to our opponent. So yeah, things are not looking good. I think Beast has a really good matchup against Rush in general. Take a draw. Alright, we pass. I think we should have played the don't think we should have played the Air Elemental there. I think we should have just waited. My opponent's probably just going to tempo out a board, just play another Fugu. Yeah, I'm going to be another Fugu. Cover 2 of my deserts. Make life really sad for me. That's a good sound. 7. Let's take a draw. Might get a prayer. Get a fly. Fly is not what we're after. We'll take the damage and we'll just play the 7/7 Zealous Crusader and cross our fingers. There's no Humbling Vision, so hunt downs. So it's a hunt down. This can hit this and then hunt down this and finish it off. Humbling Visions is really good here. Yeah. And I think this is a reason why blue has become... That's one of the reasons why blue has become so good. Humbling Visions is just a great card now. It is pretty much good in anything you play. but I can't see a comeback. Yeah, so we'll just throw in the towel here. Rush matchups. They're very fast for you to win or very fast for you to lose. Our opponent had a lot of removal options. Like I said, I don't think Beast is a good matchup, especially with spiders, hunt downs, frog tossers. Lots of ways to interact with our creatures and keep a creature behind. It's not what we want to see. It's not so bad if my opponent is spending a card to kill a card. At least it's 1-for-1. But in most cases with blue-green, your opponent retains a creature after it because of that fight mechanic. Alright, so not very good there. The Bloatfly has been a bit meh so far. Let's get into another game. Alright guys, into another game. Throwing it all away, we're looking for that Air Elemental or Shaitan Demon. If the Blowflies don't work out, which I'm starting to feel like they're not that good. Like I've had some good games with them so far, but I think I've had more bad games than good games. You could swap out the Bloatflies for Macemen, and then the Macemen will allow basically you to play this deck without requiring any of the expansions. You could do like a standard edition version of Yellow Rush, or you could put in the Flash Summons instead. That's also an option. Going for the old diamond. You don't see the diamond very often these days. So we just have we can get in. Getting in is not an issue here. I can play follower, make an aggressive land, play monk. I have plenty of ways to get aggression going. Let's decide where to put the land. I can play follower here, collect land. That's also an option. Follower here, land. Wind Soldier here, land. Follower here, land. Lots of different ways for me to get going. Oh, that's really good. Let's do it. Take a desert. Take a monk. We should have prayed first. Oh. Spoiled for choice here, guys. Let's get another monk down. Why not? He's playing into blue. Oh, sweet. Let's get you down. We can get a Bloatfly. Now this is what I want the deck to do. This is the dream. I basically get to play a lot of haste guys, draw a bunch of cards, gain a bunch of Faeria, and then just flood with the Demon Wranglers and the vile Bloatflies. All this is cheap stuff, right? 2 Faeria, 3 Faeria. This guy was 4 Faeria, but he gave us a land, which is fine. This is the dream. Now, it looks like we're playing against a very slow blue deck. Blue-yellow deck. This is going to give us a Rapala right now. Fill our hand with fish. It's going to make monks very awkward. Oh, no. Okay. So I guess we can just start with this. Okay. Okay. Yep. I will take another... I guess I could go Air Elemental into a Bloatfly and stick a Bloatfly on this side, so it can collect off here, or I could just go like double Bloatfly. Yeah, I think I'll do it this way, actually. I'll take a Bloatfly. We could actually follow her at this point, just to cover a land. Then go for a Bloatfly. And +1 and then pass. So this is the dream, right? But my opponent was not playing the most defensive of decks, right? This looks like a greedy Very greedy Faeria ramp deck with some interesting win condition, I can imagine. Maybe Rapala plus a couple of stuff. I don't know. Could be Doomsday in this for all I know. Could Desert Doomsday and gain 10 Faeria, but still in a really good position. Even if my opponents play Doomsday. The 19 Faeria, not quite in dream range. Only 4 cards in hand. Failed Experiment. Failed Experiment Stormspawn? Failed Experiment Stormspawn? Is that what we're gonna see here? Failed Experiment Fugoro.
The sky is
Into
only
the
the beginning.
I guess my opponent's just well, that's actually fine because, you know, what could my opponent do? Ring of Fish.
Let's get crazy.
Man, I haven't seen Ring of Fish in ages. I remember Ring of Fish first came out. We had all the Gift of Recover decks. More Elemental. So what was the legend that was pulled? Yeah, that's just gonna be lethal with the Monk and the Bloatfly, and then a Wind Soldier from hand. That's what the deck wants to do. Like that is a perfect example of why I'm exploring this concept. You know, this really massive flood of creatures with Firestorm nerf. In theory, you know, it should be quite good, but so far it's been hit or miss. So maybe it's a deck building issue. How do I fix this problem? I don't know, to be honest. No, as demon, I think demons are really good. 3 Faeria 5/4s. Like the deck is really cheap on the Faeria account, but it's being able to set this up that seems to be the most difficult part, which is why I have 3 air elementals in there, right? So I can ramp up those lands and make sure I can get these flies out. Probably just better as a flyers deck, to be honest, but you know, it's will it work? We're just exploring ideas here. This is an idea I came up with, and that's why we're exploring it. Let's get into some more matches. Let's see. Let's get a bigger sample pool before we make a decision on how I feel about this deck. All right, guys. Another match. We do have the Air Elemental, which is really good. I just need to decide, do I keep the Wrangler? Like, I could throw away the Prayer, keep the Wrangler in hopes to pick up like a Monk or a Follower. So yeah, I think this hand's okay. Like, I think we've got a decent hand to kick things off, and we can go explore Desert, Air Elemental, Desert, Monk. We have that as an option now, at least. It looks like Chaoholic's playing yellow of some sort now. You know, yellow flies is starting to pick up in popularity, I feel. You know, the Drake Rider's still a really good card. Bloatfly is a really good card as well. I just need to decide how I do this. I don't think I can really stop this trigger, but I can stop it from being aggressive if I go this way. So we go like here, 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 into Monk. Hit. And there we go. So I'm forcing my opponent to make a decision here. I can go onto this land, get the trigger Soul Drain or Wind Soldier this and clear. I don't think there's really a way I can avoid this sort of stuff, so I'm just kind of making sure my opponent has to make a choice, I guess. Or my opponent has to have that answer or that out. Hopefully this lives. Like, if this lives, I think I'm in a really good spot. If it doesn't, it happens. You know, I can just go Demon next turn. Like, Demon on the Wells. Get this Demon down. And oh, no. Okay, Holic's going to go for a well land here. So just respecting that I'm playing like monks. So may think I'm playing followers as well, and knowing that the well spots are pretty good for that style of Yellow Rush. This still gives me the flexibility of building here at least. I'm just hoping there's no removal. No removal? Be nice. Flash Wind. Okay, so there is no removal. And I draw a Prayer. Feels bad, guys. Okay. So we're going to push up. I guess we go for a demon? Guess we could go for a demon here. I mean, the decision is now, do I play a land here in hopes to get this later? But do I want to play any more than 4 lands? So I think I just take this spot. And then maybe I pass. Maybe I don't even bother with the demon this turn. Because if this clears demon and this soul drains, and my opponent's got like a mountain of Faeria to work with next turn, I'm not going to have much going on. It's a tough one. Like, I feel like I really want to play demon, but I don't want to play into removal. But I don't think my opponent has removal because I didn't see it last turn. Maybe we play this here to block, but then again, do I really care? Lots of decisions to be made, funnily enough. Usually it's just go face, never trade. But no, I have a decision to make. So going for a land here indicates to me that Chaotic was either holding removal or just drew it. No, just drew it. See, that was of the right hand card. So did just draw that removal. So ripping the Soul Drain off the top there, really sad for me. But I just slowed things down a little bit. If I pick up a follower, I'm in a really good spot. Like, follower is the dream. Because I can go follower into Wrangler. Oh, wow. Going for the Nightmare. So value in the double collection on the left-hand side there. Oh, Monk's really good. I'm happy with a Monk. Get this Prey going. Alright, so let's completely negate that plan that Chaotic had of setting up the double collector. Now, Chaotic was willing to Nightmare my demon. It was free Faeria, so I actually gained free Faeria in theory. It was a good trade-off for me. In order to set this double collection and maybe try and push aggressively next turn with a Flash Wind. I think that was what Chaotic was going for. Or maybe going for the Emissary. So I punished that with a double Soul Drain there. Very good for me. Very good indeed. And now next turn I can potentially set up a Crusader. Depends if anything else comes out. This is probably going to be a Bloatfly. Yeah, it's going to be a Bloatfly. So I was going to angle around the right here, but I actually feel I just go maybe for Crusader. Although I do have Follower Wrangler as an option now. So let's take the hit first. Let's just see what we gain. A prayer. Good spot for us to be in. So I could follower, hit. Follower hit into demon, +1 into wrangle the follower. I think that's my best line here. It puts the most stuff on board. And then it builds up this for next turn. So yeah, we're going to do this because this gives me a big blowout turn next turn with the 7 attack Crusader. So we're forcing our opponent to answer all this. 2 cards in hand, collecting 1. Can take a draw. Might pick up some removal. Might see some value here. You know, this could move onto this land. So this clears, this moves here, clears this. Or maybe even clears this. There's another Soul Drain. That's a pretty good situation, but we get the +1 into the Crusader, and I think that's really important. That's going to give us the meat to carry on. And now into the Bloatfly. Okay. So pick up the 1-off Nightmare. Not sure about this actually. It might be a card I would cut. I thought I'd try it out. Traditional old style Yellow Rush had Nightmares. So I think we actually just clear these 2 now. Which is a shame because I'd rather stop the value. But then again, my choice is now, do I stop my opponent developing an additional 2 Faeria free, or do I stop my opponent collecting an extra Faeria? and potentially being able to clear it my Zealous Crusader anyway. I feel the Faeria, stopping the Faeria is far more important. So let's go for the Crusader. So go for the Crusader now. Bloatfly can come across, generate an extra fly, can then summon the fly here to harvest Faeria later on. We hit for 7, putting our opponent at half life from the 14. No, going for that lethal. Oh man, emissaries to days. Soul Drain. Not useful. Wind Soldier is what we'd like to see in this situation. Pick up a prayer. I will move across now, just in case we do pick up a Wind Soldier, so I can Wind Soldier this. Pick up a Monk. That's fine. I'll take the Monk. And then we'll Wrangle it. That's a really good draw for us there, guys. Going for the Wrangler here. Put a 5-2 down, so now we have another threat that represents lethal. Hopefully my opponent can't kill both of them. Looks like a +1 pass, and there we go, gonna take the win here. And again, the Bloatfly is irrelevant. Just good old-fashioned Yellow Rush doing its thing. It's hard to say that the Bloatflies will be relevant every game, because it's Yellow Rush, right? You just play cards until you win. Like, I know that sounds really dull, like a dull thing to say, but Yellow Rush is a deck of, I'm just going to keep playing stuff until you run out of answers. That's Rush in a nutshell. The Bloatflies, again, still not being too relevant so far. Let's get into more matches. Let's get a bigger sample. Let's see if Bloatfly is worth keeping in the deck. Alright guys, made a slight change here. I decided to take out the Nightmare and add a Manta Rider instead. Hopes to get something a bit more durable down. Maybe Manta Rider. Maybe we just slow it down a little bit. Add a few Manta Riders in. Like, we don't really need the charge 2 for playing Rush. It's just the durability of the creature which is going to be important to me. So we could go double. We could actually go Desert Explore, Desert Air Elemental. That is an option. We can go double neutral, Desert, Explore, Elemental. So we have a few options in how we build land. It will be double neutral. Just I could go Explore, Desert, Air Elemental, Desert, Wind Soldier, and hopefully kill something, like maybe a Water Elemental. As soon as I say it, it shows up. Speak its name and it shall reveal itself. That is the way of the Water Elemental. Alright. Do I even bother? Yeah, I feel like I do this just to stop collection more than anything. This could like jump across and then this gets spidered and then I'm stuck with a collector. I can go Demon next turn, which is fine. My opponent builds a land here, I can just go land here Demon and I have that avenue of attack. I'm hoping my opponent doesn't land here. I'd rather take a desert here instead and then build a desert here and then I just control this left-hand side. That's the ideal situation. Let's go for a land. Goes for the old Battletoads. Alright. Battletoads. Oh man. Yeah, I guess we're gonna give up the desert this turn. We'll go face. Let's go face. A part of me always wants to clear. Now, the last time I played Yellow Rush on a video, a lot of the comments were like, you play too defensively, you clear too much, you don't go face enough. My instinct there was to clear that frog. Guess to play around Aurora more than anything, but you know what? Closing my eyes here. It's going to do it for me, that's fine. But my opponent gains an extra Faeria. That's something to consider. What was that one Faeria worth 4 damage? I guess we'll find out towards the end of the game. Just a pass? Does Demon get to have some fun? No, it's going to be a warrior. Okay. I can smell Humbling Visions from a mile away here. I can just smell it. Let's take the damage. We'll get another aggressive. There's a down and we'll pass. So we can go to Manta Rider next turn. We lose initiative now, which is really sad. I wish I'd drawn a prayer. And maybe drawn into a monk or something. Like I said, initiative is going to go back into my opponent's favor. Being able to clear my demon and then get another active creature down. So I actually go for a Frog Tosser. I'm okay with this. Yeah, I'm okay with this. Simply because my opponent didn't Frog Tosser something small. Which could have been a problem for me. Take a draw. Do find a monk in our life. So yeah, we'll monk. Go for the good old prayer. Soul Drain. I could Soul Drain this and then play Wrangler and wrangle this, or alternatively I could just play Manta Rider. I feel like I like the Soul Drain Demon Wrangler play here a bit more. Puts more pressure down. If my opponent doesn't have like a Vision or a Spider or maybe another Frog Tosser, I'm in a good spot where this will just trade. If it goes for value, I have the Wind Soldier follow up to kill it, which is pretty good. I could draw Soul Drain as well. That's another way I could take value. This might be able to get 5 damage off. Could just be +1 Frog Tosser. It's a little sad. I think it's +1 Frog Tosser. Oh, +1 Octopus. 3/7? 3/5 Taunt. Okay. Oh, this is an interesting one. I guess I just do this. I don't have much choice, really. I don't want to play on either of these lands. I guess I don't want this to go onto this side so much. I'd like to play this in the middle so my opponent can't collect, but my opponent's going to be able to jump and collect and then clear it. Manta Rider actually might be what this deck needs. Because I'm pretty cheap on creatures. The Zealous Crusaders are nice. Maybe I prefer Manta Rider. I don't know, it is hard to say. Collects. Emperor's Command is really good here. +1 Vision? Oh, Elderwood Embrace. Okay. Elderwood Embrace is even better. Because now I can't Wind Soldier this. And I don't have anywhere to play this safely, so I take a draw. And I pass. So I am going to just pass things here. I'll wait for next turn when I get a bit more Faeria, a bit more options. Hopefully I get a Prayer. And maybe another Wrangler. Put me in a decent situation. This might stay here. Nope, it's going to jump onto my desert. Draw, I guess? Alright. Living on a prayer, guys. Let's have a look. What's the deck got for me? A decent size Zealous. Not keen. Really not keen. I think I just slam Zealous as a 7/7. Hope there's no Humbling Visions or Frogify. And maybe 2 of these run into this and this runs into this. I guess I can Wind Soldier this one. If I Wind Soldier this one and then stick Zealous in the middle, I'm potentially locking out Faeria Collection from my opponent if there is no answer from hand. Like, Humbling Visions is pretty crazy here. Like, it's so good. Like, it's ridiculous. Because this becomes a 3/3. I wish this was an 8/8. At least they trade. Frogify. Good old Frogify. +1. We're getting there. Slowly but surely we are getting there. So let's try. So we can actually, yeah, we can kill this now. This is actually pretty good. And then we can play this. Probably summon something here. But at least we get to collect. We get to collect and we can maybe do something with Faeria next turn. Now Frog Tosser. Frog Toss is a thing. Frog Toss is a bad thing. Something I don't want to deal with. The biggest fear of blue-green. The Frog Tossers, the Hunt Downs. Getting those creatures to fight. And leave a creature alive after it. So that creature can potentially be another piece of removal going forward. Oh no, not off the top. Not off the top. No, don't do it. It's not fair. There's a War Elemental. Whew. It's a close one. That was a close one. Oh, a monk. Feels good. What have you got for me, monk? A demon? Demon's okay. I think now I'll put this here. In hopes that it can get more another face hit. So I'm just gearing up for lethal now. I'm just trying to push. I played a bit more defensive there to try and get value, but the monk draw was really good because it put my opponent down to 5, which means as long as this can hit, I can finish off the game with a follower or a monk. If it was, I've used wind soldiers. I've used too many wind soldiers now. Hopefully this takes a clear on the monk. Oh, okay. So this is going to get commanded. Guidance. All right, some heals going on. All right. All right, let's see what you got for me. It's another monk. I'll take it. Let's build up that Zealous Crusader. Do I draw for prayer? Probably +1 here. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Very slowly, but we are. Takes value. Gets the Faeria, Frog Tosser. Battletoads. Okay, we get another draw. We get another draw. This is very close. Follower. Right, let's draw first. Follower? Do I have any soul drains left? That's the question. The beautiful sound. As much as I would like to do this, I don't think I need to. I think this is a little better. Mainly because if I play Zealous Crusader into this board, my opponent Frogifies, and then kills this, kills my follower, and kills my Zealous, right? And now I have 4 creatures down, my opponent has 3. So I'm forcing my opponent to have another piece of removal to stop lethal. But I do have that follower in hand, so I can kill from hand at this point. So it's better for me to put more threats down than to put one big threat, since blue is so good at dealing with big threats with stuff like Frogify and the Humbling Visions. And also, if I had left the follower up, my opponent could kill the follower, cover a space, and it would live because the follower doesn't represent any damage to creatures. It's a 0/1. I think this is just lethal, unless he just has a Humbling Visions for this. Oh, heals! Not what I want to see. Come on. What do I do now? Do I just put more creatures down? Do I just do the same thing I did last time? I hit for 2? 4? Put them down to 3? Play another Demon Wrangler, I guess, and wrangle my follower? The saddest thing is, if there is a Frogify, my opponent can Frogify my Crusader, clear it, and keep this frog alive. I'm not too keen on that. I think I'm going to flood instead. Yeah, if we do it this way, this works out pretty well because I block. So I protect the demon wing here. So my opponent needs to kill this in order to get access to this. And right now the Aurora can only clear this one, and this cannot jump onto this tile. So this is the best position I can. I'm pretty sure this is the best position. This side it's not very good because obviously this can go into here. So I'm trying to make sure that this can set up lethal. I'm getting 3 cards left in deck. So let's take the clear on this one. I guess this is going to clear this, and maybe Frog Tosser this one. Maybe this Frog Tosser's here and jumps and clears. I don't know. I don't know what options my opponent has right now. Could just be a taunt. Could just see another Octopus taunt as a 3/5. Lock this into position. We did see one earlier, right? Yeah. So Octopus, Taunt. Do a Yakapult. The deck's win con. Alright, we clear. Then we play Zealous. This can move, this can move. 2 blockers. So the Hail Mary Zealous Crusader, my opponent has not got much in hand now. So cross my fingers. Hope there isn't Humbling Visions, because Humbling Visions actually deals with this right now with these 2 guys. And generates a Yak as well. It's a Frogify. This is a Frog. This card here was a Frogify all along. Ugh. Sucks. It really sucks. Maybe I should have just baited the demon out. I could have baited the demon. Ah, that's so sad. This is interesting. I don't know what my last card is. Not off the top of my head, at least. Do I draw and just find out? I mean, I can Soul Drain this +1 into Demon here. I guess. This gets towered. It doesn't clear the Demon, but it gets to shoot it and put a 2/2 down. This moves here and I hit it, but this Frog's still lurking. Ah, man. It's a Bloatfly. Of course it's a Bloatfly. This frog finally dies. I think my biggest mistake was not playing the demon instead of the Crusader. I should have baited out the Frogify with the demon first. Because it was the last card that wasn't used out of that handful of cards that was the Frogify. Because even if the Frogify didn't come down and my opponent just jumped in with the other frog and cleared it, at least then the Zealous Crusader could have stuck around. Yeah, that's going to be good games to my opponent. Well played. Yeah, I guess the Bloatflies don't really work in Rush. I think that's my conclusion. Like, we've had good games, We've had good wins, but they've been wins because of Yellow Rush. They haven't been wins because of Bloatfly. Bloatfly didn't really contribute to the deck overall. So yeah, it was a try. We were trying it out. We're seeing what else Yellow Rush could do, other than the old salmon route salmon Sagittarius is the most popular rush route these days. Wanted to go back to the old traditional style, but there we have it. Good games. That concludes this episode of Will It Work? Bloatfly Rush, at least my version, not good enough. Doesn't make the cut. Wouldn't play it again. I guess you could rebuild it into a more flyer-based Rush deck, but then I think you just want to play Yellow Flyers instead. I think Yellow Flyers is just a better deck. This deck can be a standard edition deck. I think it still functions fine. You can drop the Bloatflies for Flash Salmons, or you could drop the Bloatflies for Mace Men. So there's that option as well. So if you are a standard edition player, just make that change. And easy peasy, there you go. You have a standard edition deck without needing any of the expansions. But I would recommend getting the expansions. Definitely to try out some new options for your favorite decks. And if you're a Rush player, it does give you access to some new tools and some ways to experiment with the Yellow Rush archetype. So if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, drop a subscribe to keep up to date when our content goes live. I hope you enjoyed the content last week. I really loved SF Dawn's Red Blue Beast deck. That was awesome. I also really enjoyed my very own Red Yellow Events deck as well. Really love Red Yellow Events when it gets going. It's, you know me, I'm a control player at heart. And I really enjoy these kind of strategies where you have this kind of slow build up, control the board, collect those Faeria whales, starve your opponent out, then finish them off with a good finisher, like the Gemshell Tortoise, the Ice Drop Behemoth, or in most cases for the Red Yellow events, probably Axe Grinder that wins the game for me. But I did like Thunder Eel in it. You know, the eel was pretty good. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was when I first saw the card. I just felt, 2 damage, 6/4, not too good. But creatures that deal damage to stuff or clear other creatures when they come into play with gift abilities are just very strong in general. Look at Frog Tosser. Not quite at that level, I know, but still very strong if you can keep a creature around after you kill one of your opponent's threats. So until next time, guys, take care, and I hope you enjoyed my Bloatfly Rush.